this is a first for me. I've never done this before. Like, I've never sat and spoken to the camera whilst I'm drawing, and I hope the sound quality comes across okay. I'm literally just recording onto the camera. I haven't got like a boom mic or anything, which is probably a mistake. And if this is going to be something that I continue doing, then I will probably have to invest. But it's one of those things. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the guy, it was like an entrepreneurial podcast, and the guy who was giving like the talk was saying 5 years ago how many people listened to podcasts, and like no one put their hands up. And then he said, okay, but how many of you listen to podcasts now? And everyone put their hand up, and he said that is because audio content is becoming something that a lot of people really want, because people live such like busy and fast lives, and yeah, they just want to consume as they go. So I thought it would be a really nice idea, because I've been meaning to do more YouTube videos for ages, but it's one of those things, I never feel like it's the right time. Like whether, I don't know, it's the weather's not right, or the lighting's really bad, or little things like my nails haven't grown and I don't like having like little short stubs, and especially like here I've got like a little like bruise and stuff, excuse me, underneath the nail, and I don't like having anything like that on camera. And I kind of realised, well, hang on, I'm just making excuses for myself. You guys like probably don't care. I'm just making excuses, and I guess it's like a bit of performance anxiety maybe, because I think sometimes I don't really know what I'm gonna talk about, especially as I'm like freewheeling this, I'm like ad-libbing it. I don't really know whether anything I'll say will be coherent, but I thought like just doing these little videos would be a good idea, because I know a lot of you like to see sort of real-time clips of me drawing or things like that, and there's a lot of things that I want to talk to you guys about, because at the end of the day, there's quite a few of you, whether you're on Instagram or on Facebook, or you know, you're part of my growing YouTube, and I just want to give something back, because like it means a lot to me that you stuck with me and you follow my journey. And I know a lot of you are aspiring artists or are just interested in the way I work, so I thought it'd be a really nice idea to try and do this for you, whether, you know, I say do this for you, sort of give you something back. So, you know, do a bit of a real-time drawing, and you know, whether you can draw along with me, or you paint or you study, maybe we can just hold each other accountable and just become like study buddies maybe, or not, you know, or fellow artists, or I don't know, maybe you just want to see me draw and don't really care, you can just turn the audio off, or maybe you just want to hear my ramblings, I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm grateful that you're here. And so I'm currently working on a very large piece. I don't actually know the measurements of it because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's pretty damn big, and it's of this boxer dog who is called Winnie, and she was Charlotte Dujardin's pride and joy, and unfortunately the family had to have Winnie put down due to old age a couple of weeks back. And when Charlotte messaged me asking for a commission, obviously it was something I could never turn down, and never sort of say no to, because especially as Winnie, I've met Winnie several times over the years, and she was just the most charismatic dog. She had a face that you can never forget, and she has so much character. She was an old girl, but she was so lovable. So it was like a bit of a no-brainer. It's like obviously sad circumstances, but these things happen, don't they? And I wish that I'd had this commission, you know, under better circumstances, but unfortunately it is what it is. So I think I'm I want to say about 5 days in on this now. it's a big piece. And obviously coloured pencils are the slowest medium ever. Anyone who decides they're going to work in coloured pencils, you gotta remember that you're going to be in this for the long run, because it takes so much time to build layers. Like, I don't think people I mean, I don't know, I mean, sometimes I wish I could paint, or I dabbled in pastels recently actually, to try and build up the process, speed up the process, sorry. Not speed it up massively, but just see whether there was another way I could produce the standard of work that I want to produce and that I aim for, without compromising the quality. And I really enjoyed doing the little bits of pastels that I did do, but I always find that I come back to coloured pencils. There's like there's a drawer there, and I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's something there. Oh, also, I'm really sorry if the light keeps going in and out. It's the first sunny day here in the UK that we've had for ages. I want to say ages. It's been like 2 months of solid rain, and I'm so fed up with it. Everyone I speak to is so fed up with the weather, and yeah, I just think that well, I can't wait for summer. I just can't wait for the weather to improve. But anyway, yeah, it's one of those things. The weather is crap and rubbish, and I'll tell you what, it's actually really hard to draw and talk. I hope that I'm like, I know I'm saying a lot, but I think that's because I'm not really used to talking to a camera anymore, or even just talking to myself, because that's essentially what I'm doing. I'm just sat in the room, this room, whilst I draw and talk to you, and it's slightly disconcerting. So I'm trying not to think about it, and I hope I'm coming across okay. It's something I'm really worried about. But what's new with me? I haven't obviously filmed a YouTube video in a long time, just due to several different reasons. I've been focusing my time and energy on other things, but I realised that I think I want to give this another shot. I think I do really want to give this a go, and try and build a bit of a community, because there's a lot of things where, maybe not just art, but there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, and a lot of things that I'm really passionate about that I would like to have a platform to share. And even if no one watches it, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because I think that's something that I'm currently coming to terms with even, is that if I'm passionate about something, then just do it. Like, if you're passionate about something, then give it your best shot. It doesn't ever, you know, go in with no expectations, and then, you know, you can't set yourself up to fail, really. So for me, like doing these little studio video things, where I just draw and talk into a camera, I don't know whether anyone's going to watch this, or whether it's just going to be, you know, something that I you know, I don't know, it's just something that falls to the wayside. But I know I've got a lot of things that I want to talk about, because there's been a lot of things on my mind recently, and just doing things like this will hopefully give me a bit more confidence, because I think something I really lack in is confidence when it comes to sort of put myself out there, put myself on camera, and it's something that I really want to work on. It was my little New Year resolution to myself, is like try and gain a bit more confidence, because I've spent the last like 5 years, or however long I've had this business for, like sat behind a camera. And I know I did some filming last year, but yeah, I tried to be consistent, and I think I put too much pressure on myself, and I've just got to roll with and film when I feel like filming. And because this isn't my job, I'm not a videographer, I am an artist, and yeah. But anyway, that by the by, I don't really know. There's a lot, as I said, there's lots of things that I want to talk about, and there's lots of things I want to come on here. But I think it's one of those things that I want to listen to you as well. And I know a lot of you have got questions, and I know a lot of you maybe want to hear some stories about my experiences with certain things in the business, or yeah, so maybe if you are listening and you feel like you want to comment below, then please do. If you want to talk to me about something, please do. I'm all ears. If you want to leave a suggestion, please do. And I will do my best to film and talk about what you want me to talk about, whether that's you know, my experiences, as I said, with different things in the business, whether that's the way I work, whether that's what else, any advice. It doesn't have to be to do with art, it could be to do with business, or where I want to take things in the future, or you know, what your goals are, and what you're working towards, because you know, I want this to be a bit of a community. I've built like 42,000 of you on Instagram. That's crazy, crazy. And I mean, even if it's like you want advice as to growing your social media, or what else? I had it on the tip of my tongue and now I can't remember what I was gonna say. Getting commissions. It's something, as a question I get asked a lot on by DM on Instagram, is how do you get commissions as an artist? So there's a lot of like content that I want to film, and also this is going to be a really exciting year for me. I've got so many things in the pipeline, so many things that I'm really excited to show you. I can't say too much too soon, because you know, these things are happening, but I don't want to jinx it, and I don't want to like run before I can walk. I feel like I'm putting so much pressure on myself already to produce what I want to produce, and yeah, I know if I like tell you things, then it kind of holds me accountable, but I'm telling you, so yeah, so I am going to tell you that I am working on a lot of things, and I'm really excited to share the process of getting different things done and working with different companies, and things that, you know, hopefully I will be able to share with you really soon. So yeah, this is really hard. I need to get better at this. This is hard to like draw and talk, and it's really hard when you're filming as well, because I feel like there's like more pressure to not mess up. I guess that's a really good thing about coloured pencil though, you can't really ever mess up, because you work so lightly with lots and lots of layers. Well, if you work the way I do anyway, then it's sort of quite forgiving. But as I said, like coloured pencil is the slowest medium, and anyone who has the time and the patience with coloured pencils, I have admiration for you, because it is not easy. But anyway, so I am, as you can see, working on Winnie's ear at the moment. I was really apprehensive when I took this commission on. As I said, it was something that obviously I was never going to turn down, because it was such a special dog for one of my very special clients. But you know, Winnie is like laying down. I'll have to show you at some point towards the end of this commission the photo that I've been working on. Winnie is like laying down on a like a dog bed, and it's not really an angle that I'm used to drawing. I'm not ever used to drawing like furniture. I've only ever really drawn the animals, so it's a little bit daunting. And when I first received a photo from Charlotte to do this piece, I was sort of like, oh, maybe I will do it in pastels, because I can sort of smudge it out a little bit, and it will be slightly easier to draw the furniture. But no, I'm doing it in coloured pencils because I like to be extra, don't I? Really, I like to put more pressure on myself. And anyway, what are you guys up to? I don't know whether this is something that you are wanting to see more of in the future. Whether these sort of videos are going to be something that you are interested in me continuing to do. There is, as I said, a lot of things and a lot of subjects that I want to talk about. There's a lot of things within the business that I want to cover. There's a lot of things about social media, about gaining confidence in art. Off the top of my head, I think I'm gonna have to start writing ideas down, because like I'm one of these people that if I don't write an idea down, it kind of just disappears, and then it will like pop up at about 3 AM in the morning when I can't sleep. And I'm too lazy to get out of bed to go and get a notebook or a pen or anything just to write down what I've been thinking about or what's been keeping me awake. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to be a bit more proactive and start writing things down, because yeah. So one of the ways that I work with coloured pencils, as I said, is I lay it up very, very slowly, which is why these portraits take me so long. And do you know what, it's one of those things. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years. I think I've been working coloured pencils for about 4 years, and I still have so much learning to do. I don't make mistakes. I think that mistakes is the wrong word, because as I said, it's hard to really make mistakes in coloured pencil. But it's one of those things that I'm just, I don't know. This is really hard. I kind of lose my thought process. Oh god, I'm not really doing that well at this, am I? Maybe I won't put this up. I don't know. I think this is like something that I want to talk about though, is the fact that as soon as this camera here, you pointing at you, starts rolling, I get really nervous. And I think it's because I don't do this normally. I don't sit here and talk. I just listen to a podcast, or you know, I listen to a book and I draw, and I don't really think about what I'm saying, as you know. But I need to get better at talking, and I'm hoping that this will help, because I've had 2 meetings today this morning, and one of them, the guy, you know, he was sort of like, so what can we help you with? And I spent about the first like 5 minutes going, you know, I've got all the, yeah, it was one of those, oh sorry, that was an email that's just come in. Yeah, so I spent like the first like 5-10 minutes going, oh, I know what I want, but I don't know how to tell you what I want, because I'm not really that good at eloquenting, or sort of being that eloquent with the way I speak anymore. So because I don't actually have to talk to anyone, I sort of sit here and, you know, I liaise with my clients via email and sometimes on the phone, but if it's a subject I'm confident in, then that's fine. But yeah, I also think as well that maybe I can make sort of like some ASMR video, because listen, just sounds great. I don't know, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm really weird, but I really like the sound of coloured pencil, just like beavering away, just working away. I don't know, yeah, I really like it. Anyway, I think that's another thing I need to do as well, is maybe like, silence is okay. I don't need to fill it all the time. Like, you can just listen and maybe watch as I draw. I don't know. What would you like to see more of? I've already asked you that, haven't I? A lot of people have asked me recently whether I will set up a Patreon. And to be honest, it's something that's been playing on my mind a lot. because I know a lot of you would like to learn sort of how I do what I do. And it's been something that's been on my mind, but I don't really want to increase any pressure on myself. I'm one of these people that I have so many ideas all the time, and I just want to sort of get them all done ASAP, and at the moment tutorials and teaching isn't one of them, because I realise, I think I might be wrong, and if I am wrong I'm sorry, but that like Patreon and that, you pay like on a monthly tier, and then I almost provide you with videos or podcasts or something like that, and yeah, it's not something that, because it's something that I would have to obviously be quite regular. I don't really want to put any more pressure on myself at the moment, because yeah, as I said, I've got quite a lot of stuff going on, and I've been struggling a little bit with coming to terms with certain things. I've had a few knocks recently, and I just want to enjoy my work and get back into the love of, you know, drawing and working for the clients that I do work with, and maybe teaching in the future, or doing Patreon or doing workshops will be something that I sort of expand into, but right now I just want to focus on where I'm at and sort of I'm trying to be a bit more present. I'm trying to not worry so much about what happens in the future or dwell on the past. So one of the problems that I really suffer with is that I do dwell on the past a lot, and it's something that a few people have sort of spoken to me about recently and said, oh, you know, you gotta let some things go. And I'm a massive overthinker. It's something that I've struggled with. You know, that and anxiety is something that I've struggled with ever since I was sort of like a young teen, and I'm 26 now, and you know, I don't want to be in this position where I just dwell on the past and can't move on and sort of like focus on the future. But anyway, these ears take so long. This is what I mean about colour pencil. See, I've been drawing for like almost half an hour, filming me drawing for almost half an hour, and I don't really feel like I've got much done. But oh well. So I think I'm gonna try and finish this ear today. That is my aim, is to finish this ear. And hopefully a little bit of the face maybe, but I'm not going to set my expectations too high. I've had a very busy morning of meetings, and yeah, I just need to try and focus in, and I feel like if I film, then I don't get distracted and I can't sort of work on other things. I have to sort of sit here and draw, hence why I've chucked the camera on and just let it roll. But anyway, I need to have a bit of a break. I need to get up and stretch my legs, because it's one of the things that I really struggle with, is sitting down for too long. I am really bad at it. I can sit here for hours and hours and hours and not move, and I get a lot of pain sometimes in my lower back and my hip flexors, especially when I'm in the gym. So my chiropractor says you've got to move more during the day when you're working. So I am going to get up and go and get a drink, and we can have a little bit of a break. So if you're studying, maybe you can just also have a break, and I will be back in a few minutes. Well, it'll be a few seconds to you, but it'll be a few minutes on here. Okay, so I'm back. I had a bit of a stretch and went and got a drink, and I'm feeling a little bit more ready to go, ready to do in sort of another half an hour. At this time of year, well, it depends on the weather really, but I can kind of work until around about 4 o'clock. It's currently just gone 2 o'clock at the moment, but it completely depends on the weather. If it's raining, then it's obviously really dark outside, and I can't really work that late. Like, I feel at the moment it's quite dark today, so I'm trying not to let that affect my day. I don't know about you, but I'm really affected by the weather. If it's raining or it's cold, I'm just not the happiest person to be around. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am really really sort of like spending my day with a blanket and lots of cups of tea, drawing. That's something that has never bothered me, but I feel I'm just ready for some sun. I really am. I wonder if any of you are going on holiday this year. I really need to go on holiday. I haven't managed to get away for almost 4 years, and it's beginning to really affect my mood, I think. Yeah, I really need a holiday. So if any of you have any really good holiday recommendations, let me know. I was actually talking to a girl last week who she's a PR person, like small business PR, and she is always talking about vision boards and goal setting, and she put the Maldives on her vision board because a little while back, and she managed to achieve her goal, and she went to the Maldives, and it looks so beautiful. But I can't believe how expensive it is to go there. I mean, it is definitely something that I would like to do at some point, but I think I'd also like to travel to New York. I really want to go to America. I've never been. I'm from England, and I've travelled most of Europe. I've been to most of Europe, but yeah, I haven't really been further afield. So I went to Dubai a couple of years back, which was very hot, very hot. I went in May, so not in like even like the, what am I thinking, not in the like peak of summer, but even in May it was so hot. But I would really like to go to Iceland as well and see the Northern Lights. It's something that I would love to do. I really want to go to Jamaica. Yeah, I just want to travel. And I think I'm getting a bit more of the travelling bug as I get older. I know a lot of people like go backpacking and stuff when they're 18, or in their early 20s, but I've always been really entrepreneurial and trying to focus on growing a business and things like that. But now I think 5 years in and 4 years without going on a holiday, I think I'm ready to have at least a week or two with some sun. Especially as like we've had the wettest winter here in the UK. It's been dire. Yeah, it's so depressing. There's only so many days when you can wake up and you go, oh, what's the weather doing today? Oh, it's raining again, before you sort of just lose the will to live a little bit. And I know like horse owners, oh my god, horse owners must be struggling so much because the fields are so sodden. Everything feels like it's ruined at the moment. Like I went and saw my friend's horses the other day, and the fields are just absolutely waterlogged. The horses are up to their knees in mud, and yeah, it just really can't be a nice time of year to own a horse. I think it's one of those things, I miss riding so much. I haven't ridden properly in years now, but I don't miss it that much when the weather's like this. Yeah. What colour do I need? I need burnt sienna and I don't know where it's gone. Sometimes I lose pencils and they kind of end up on the floor, but I can't find it. So, oh no, there it is. It was underneath my desk. So another thing that I've been contemplating is getting a stand-up desk or like a kneeling desk, because I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on my back, sort of leaning over all day every day to do all these portraits, and I'm really worried about the long-term effects on my body of working like this. I know it can't be the best. My chiropractor tells me every time I see him that it's not the best. So yeah, I need some either really good a really good desk chair or a new desk or something that's gonna sort of help me, as because at the end of the day I really hope that this is my career for life. I don't envision myself doing anything else now. So yeah, I think I need to try and invest a bit more in my health. I've been better recently. I've managed to go to the gym at least like 3 or 4 times a week consistently for the past 4 months, which is something I'm really proud of, because for me, exercise keeps my anxiety at bay, and I know a lot of people say that, and you know, when I spoke to anyone about anxiety or how I was feeling, they would say, oh, you know, try exercise, and I was thinking, well, that's never gonna help, but it really has helped. It makes me feel a lot more able to deal with certain things. I'm not so I feel a lot more calm around things that used to give me quite a lot of anxiety. I can seem to be able to deal with it a bit better now. I can only put that down to doing the classes that I do at my gym, and also one thing I found at my gym is the community there is really good. So I've got a real group of friends, which I feel like when you're self-employed, it's really difficult sometimes to make, or not make friends, but meet new people, because especially when you work from home, it's, yeah, I mean, I get up and I go and get like dressed and have breakfast, and the only people that I see are sort of like my family when they come home from work, and that sometimes I can go from like 7-8 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock at night without speaking to anyone, and not seeing anyone, and that's quite tough. And I think like that's one of the things I would say, if anyone's thinking about taking a career in art, it's a pretty lonely one, and it's something that you don't think really affects you. Like when people used to say to me, oh, you know, do you really want to be an artist, it's a really lonely career, and I was thinking, yeah, well, you know, I'll be fine, I'll manage it, and I'll, you know, I won't ever dwell on it, I won't ever think, oh, this is lonely. And I don't ever think this is lonely, but sometimes I do realise that it has affected me when I find it hard to articulate myself as well as I used to when I was working in a corporate workplace at Mercedes and that, or whether when it comes to having confidence. I think that if you spend too much time on your own or with your own thoughts, they can be quite detrimental. So anyone who either has a career where they work from home or spends a lot of time by themselves, I think, you know, you really have to have a good support network and have people around you who really understand what it's like to work completely on your own. I know for me, my parents, it took them quite a while to come to terms with the fact that why would I want to do this as a career, because it's isolating, and obviously they are super supportive now, and because we are just about to almost go on a new venture with my business, it's, you know, it's a really exciting time, but it comes with so much pressure. And sometimes when you are sat at home on your own all the time, I think this is the reason why I wanted to start talking on here a bit more, and just coming and just holding myself accountable, and saying to you guys, look, I'm a bit lonely, to be honest, and I would love for us to have a community where we can just chat about anything and everything, because there's a lot of things that I'm really passionate about, as well as being passionate about obviously my work. I'm super passionate about the gym at the moment, so me and my gym friends are hoping to do some sort of races this summer. So Tough Mudder, which is a big obstacle thing. I say a big obstacle thing, I don't really know what it is, but I've seen loads of people do it and people speak really highly of it. It's like I think it's about a 10 to 15 mile, maybe, I don't know, like obstacle assault course, like over massive mounds of wood and across lakes, and like yeah, I don't really know what else to say about it. I don't really know much about it. I think if I'm one of those people that if I read too much into it, I'll get scared and I won't do it. So I'm trying not to sort of dwell on it. I'm just gonna sign up and just deal with it when I get there. I think I'm a bit like that. I kind of bury my head in the sand, and if everyone tells me it's going to be a good idea, then I'll try and do it, because if I overthink it, I will scare myself into not doing it. I know that I can probably run 10 to 15, is it K or miles? I think it's K actually. I think it's kilometers. I know that my fitness is up there. I do a lot of running outside of the gym. So, well, I say that again because of the weather. I haven't run in quite a long time. But I know that because of the gym classes I do during the winter, I know that they have managed to keep my fitness. I have managed to keep my cardiovascular strength quite good. So I think we haven't got, I think of Tough Mudder is in May, I want to say, so I've got a little bit of time. And also I am just about to put in my application for some trade shows for this summer. I'm not planning on doing a lot because I'm more focused on getting some other things in the pipeline. Oh, it's really hard. I want to tell you, but I can't. Yeah, so I think I'm only going to do one, to be honest. Which is the New Forest show, which is about an hour from me, so not massively far. I did it last year and I was in their judges and stewards box because I was their artist in residence, and it was amazing. It was the most amazing experience, and I'm really excited to go back there as an actual exhibitor and have a trade stand, because I know a lot of people on like Instagram and Facebook who are quite local to me wanted to come and see my work in person, and they couldn't really unless they had a certain ticket, because I was quite limited to who could come into the bit where I was, which was fine because it's very lucky. It was a gifted opportunity, and so I didn't have to pay anything to be there. But yeah, it just meant that a lot of people who wanted to come and see me couldn't. So I'm hoping this year I'll be out with the public and anyone can come and see me, and I get to meet a lot more of you, which would be brilliant, and it's something that I would yeah, I'm really excited about. I do think the pencils have like some sort of ASMR vibe, I'm not gonna lie. So the way that I think I'm gonna handle these videos is that I think I want to create and come up with like a new topic each week to talk to you guys about. As I said, this was sort of like a bit of a trial where I kind of try to explain myself and ramble for maybe an hour. And so I call it like an hour in the studio. But yeah, I think there's a lot of subjects that I want to talk about, and almost have it as a bit like a podcast. So it's something if you want to watch, you can watch, but also maybe you're at the gym or you're driving, you can kind of just have me on as a bit of an audio, because as I said, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. And I'm also, as I said to you earlier, really open to your suggestions and ideas of what sort of things that you want to see me cover, or you know, if you've got anything in mind that you would like me to talk about, or something that's been bothering you that you just like some advice on. I mean, if I can help you, I definitely will. So maybe just drop me a message on Instagram. I will leave my links to everything below. Yeah, I think that's essentially kind of what I wanted to come on here for today. And just, yeah, you can just, I know that this isn't the best audio clip or video you've ever seen in your life, probably. It's definitely not. But I'm not a videographer, I'm an artist, and it's something that, you know, I will get better as I go along, I'm sure, and I'll get more comfortable with talking to you. Yeah, I mean, I had the weirdest experience yesterday, on Sunday. It's now Tuesday. I initially found out on Sunday, and it's really bothered me, and it's been playing on my mind a lot, and I want to, you know, use a space just to ramble and vent, really. So I've been, for the last 6 months, I've been getting Invisalign treatment, which for those of you that don't know, it's like a invisible braces. So you have your mouth scanned and by a dentist, and they send it off to Invisalign. It's like clear braces, and every like 7 days you get a new set and you change them over, and they move your teeth slowly over a course of time. So I went with a dentist who wasn't massively local to me, but had like the most affordable and attractive sort of pricing plan, I would say. I mean, I went and had several consultations with different dental practices, but this one came through with the cheapest. They offered 10% off, and they sort of slashed the prices. And initially, you know, and I was really taken by it, and so I signed up. I'd saved up, I worked really hard, and I've always wanted my teeth done. So it was something that I had braces when I was younger, but they never really worked that well, and it's been something that I've been really self-conscious about. So I sort of saved the money and paid for it on debit card over about 6 months. I paid in 3 installments, and it wasn't cheap. I mean, it's not like astronomical amount of money, but we're talking sort of a few £1,000s to get my teeth, to get like all this treatment put in place and things like that. And anyway, I'm about 3/4 of the way through the treatment, and there's still quite a lot of stuff that needs to be adjusted and changed, and etc, etc. And I found out 2 days ago, so on Sunday, I had an appointment on Monday, and anyway, yeah, so I found out on Sunday night that the dentist has liquidated. So they've gone bust. I mean, and that means that they've just shut up shop. No one can get access to their patient records. They've completely just, they're not answering their phones, there's no one there, there's no one in the office, they've completely shut down. And essentially they've just run away with everyone's money. And so yesterday I went to the bank, to try and make a claim against the money I spent with him, because I haven't received all the treatment, and now it doesn't look like they're ever going to open their doors again. And I'm still sort of outstanding about a lot of treatment, and the banks are saying that I really can't do much to help, because, you know, even though the company's liquidated, several different reasons, which obviously I won't go into and bore you. I mean, but there's a slight chance I could get a little bit of the money back, but I mean, who has ever heard of a private dentist going bust and liquidating? It just turns in, I can't explain to you how mad it's made me over the last like day or two. It's really stressed me out, because obviously, as everyone does, everyone works really hard for their money, and no one likes the idea of not getting value for money. It's something that I've always been really conscious about in my business, and making sure people really feel like they've got value for money in the products and the services that I offer. So for me to now be thousands of pounds out of pocket, and to have to go to a new dentist, a new private dentist, who's going to charge about £450 an hour for me to be sat in the dentist in his chair, basically, and then the treatment on top of that to finish off the course of Invisalign is absolutely heartbreaking. It's I don't like to moan, but, and you know, it's one of those things that I will deal with it because I have to. There's not a lot I can do, but it's just left such a bad taste in my mouth. I just got such a sour feeling towards dentists, and I mean, it's a medical profession. The company have got all my private, not just mine, but loads of people's private data, and I just don't understand how this could have ever happened. So, you know, the last few days, and you know, I've had some other personal stuff happen as well, and it's just been quite a stressful time. And as I said, like, I find comfort when I draw, and it's something that I absolutely love, and I will never stop drawing. But I don't know, it's just been really hard to settle and to find, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just been it's been just been a tough week and a couple of weeks. And you know I don't want to come across like a bit of a brat, and I want anyone to ever think like, you know, oh, that's not a big deal, I'm going through loads worse. Like, I know in theory, like, I know people are going through like the hardest times, and I have such empathy for people, and I know that I'm not in no position to really moan, because I'm in a very fortunate position with, you know, where I'm at in my life and my business. But you know, when you pay thousands of pounds for something, for a service, and you essentially get robbed, it's just, I don't know, it's just not, it makes me so mad, it makes me so angry. But anyway, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, so that's been what's been happening for the last couple of days, really. I've just been trying to deal with that and speak to banks and trying to speak to the creditors, and yes. But anyway, apart from that, I have a lot of exciting things in the pipeline, as I said. But it's almost been an hour, which is my goal to try and talk to a camera for, even if this has been the biggest ramble. I hope it's given you a little bit of insight maybe as to how I draw, like how I build up the layers. I know I haven't really spoken through what I was doing. Maybe I can do that in a future video. But as I said, like, if you've got any video suggestions, anything you want me to talk about, it doesn't have to be an actual video. It could just be an audio thingy where I just film like this. You can sort of watch me draw. yeah, then let me know. But it's been a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. It's been, as I said, it's been a struggle for me to actually film and talk, but draw and talk, sorry. See, I'm getting my words all muddled up now. But anyway, I'm hoping over time I'll get better at this. But I just want to say massive thank you for joining me today. If you've stuck it out till now, then you are an angel, and I am eternally I'm eternally grateful for you and your support. So a massive thank you, and I will see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye.